Today we're going to continue our work with quadrangles and shapes and polygons. Now the other day we talked about how gons means sides. Poly means many. So a polygon is a many-sided figure, or basically any shape that we have. Triangle, square, rectangle, hexagon, octagon, all of those fall under polygons, which is why we're talking about naming polygons. Now, we have our names, triangle, quadrangle, square, but that would just be like saying we have our names like cats, dogs, fish, humans. Well, every cat, every dog, every fish, every human has a name, like Bo and Marley and Murphy and Claire. We all have names. We all have specific names to us. Well, so do polygons. So we're going to take a look at a square, at a triangle. Pretend these are nice straight lines. And at a rectangle. So one of the things that we have not been paying attention to lately are our vertices. In our first lesson, we learned that each vertice is made up of a point, and each point should have a name, like A, B, C, and D. Maybe this one is F, U, N, C, T, B, X. So now all of our points on these shapes have labels. Have a capital letter with each one. Well, if I'm going to name each shape, I've got to find a point to start at. It doesn't matter which one. You could start at A, you could start at B, C, or D. On the triangle, you could start at F, you could start at U, you could start at N. On the rectangle, you could start at C, X, B, T. It does not matter which one you start at, just that you start at one. So let's start at A. Well, when you're naming, you're kind of going on a little trip on the line. You've got to stay on the line. So with A, you can either go over to B, or you can go down to D. Well, let's say we go over to B. So if we're going to name this, we'd start at our starting point, which is A. We go to our next point on the line, which is B. Well, from B, we can't go back to A. We're already traveling that way. So we have to travel down to C. C over to D. Now we don't go from D to A and put another A here, because we have 4 points on this square, and we have 4 letters naming each point. So this could be square A, B, C, D. Could also be square A, D, C, B. It could be square B, C, D, A, or B, A, D, C. It does not matter, just as long as you follow the line. So with our triangle, let's start at F. We can either go down to U or down to N. If we go down to N, this becomes F, N, U. So this would be triangle F, N, U. It could be N, U, F, U, N, F, U, F, N. Doesn't matter. Just need to pick a starting point and go from there. Just like our rectangle could be T, B, X, C. TBXC. So you pick a starting point. I picked my T. I followed it down to B, over to X, X up to C. Now, you might say, why is this space missing? Well, we only name it by the 4 points, and since we don't have 2 T's, we can't bring that back. So we just name it by the 4 points. Here was A to B, B to C, C to D. Here was F to N, N to U. So now what I'd like you to do is work on the page and practice naming these polygons.